Hi everyone! Thank you for coming back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome, and I hope my videos are interesting and useful for you. In today's video we will talk about children's physical development in their early learning years. If you are interested in more similar topics, subscribe to my channel for existing content and more to come. In the description box below, you will find the links. Now let's start. Physical development. An introduction. Newborn and toddler physical development includes the physical and motor skills that emerge during the first 3 years of their life. These abilities and capacities influence associations with other individuals, objects, and the environment. This lesson will characterize the physical improvement of newborn and toddler, as well as offer an opportunity to think about the importance of physical development for newborns, toddlers and adults. Newborn and toddler physical growth and development. Physical development is one of the many domains of newborn and toddler development. It relates to the growth and skill development of the body, including the brain, muscles, and senses. Babies learn about the world as they create their physical senses: touch, scent, sound, and taste. In reality, babies do hear well before they are born. A newborn can recognize the mother's scent and the sound of her voice inside days after birth. Gross motor skills and fine motor skills. Gross motor skills and fine motor skills are developed during newborn and toddlerhood. Gross motor skills involve the mastery of large muscle movements, as well as the building of strength in muscle groups like the arms, legs, and core. Examples of such skills for newborn and toddlers include reaching, rolling, crawling, and climbing. Fine motor skills involve smaller, more precise movements, particularly movements of the hands and fingers, such as grasping. As their bodies develop, newborns and toddlers continuously reinforce their muscles and ended up way better able to control their bodies. Each new motor skill that is developed is the result of an earlier skill and a support to new skills. Newborns don't have the strength to hold up their heads, however, as they learn and develop control of muscles, they will be able to support their heads and move them from side to side to explore. Skill mastery and development are also the result of brain growth and development. Consider a newborn who is beginning to walk whereas holding on to lounge chairs and round-edged tables. This child must have procured quality within the huge muscles and a certain level of control over body development. At the same time, the child too depends on vision to decide where to walk and what to cling onto. As newborn and toddlers develop, their bodies and minds ended up competent of straightforward and mildly complex development and encounters. How do you encourage the development of gross and fine motor skills? Stimulate physical development by holding a toddler upright while moving each leg to imitate walking. In the long run, they'll become accustomed to the balance and muscle movements that are required to walk and be able to do it on their own. Newborns and toddlers depend on their caregivers to meet their needs for security. When they get steady, responsive care and consideration from supporting adults, they're able to set up a sense of believing within the world. This sense of being adored and feeling secure is fundamental to fortify regions of improvement, counting physical advancement. When they feel secure, newborn and toddlers utilize their brains, muscles, and faculties to explore the world around them. Typical progression of gross and fine motor skills in newborns and toddlers. Roll, scoot, crawl, walk, march. Hands to mouth, reach midline, move objects, pincer grasp, scribble. Importance of physical growth and development. Preparing newborns and toddlers for school requires more than developing a set of skills. It includes physical development and health. When a newborn or toddler is healthy and happy, they're more likely to engage in learning. Physical development and health can help prepare them for activities that support communication and language development, social skills and other areas of learning for school success. While there is not one particular area of development that determines later school success, research highlights the importance of supporting a strong foundation by promoting healthy physical, social and emotional, and cognitive development. During earliest stages, establishments are made and built upon as other regions of improvement advance, such as physical and motor development. For more information about communication and language and social and emotional development, watch my videos Let's Start Talking and Children's Social and Emotional Development in Their Early Years. How might the limitations in physical and motor development impact other areas of development? Exploration. Limited motor development and skills can mean a limited exploration of the environment. Cognitive development. Limited exploration can mean limited experiences. For example, learning about cause and effect, a supporter to cognitive development, can be limited merely because of restricted experiments with the things nearby. Social development. The 1-year-old can only observe the play of other children within his range of sight. This can affect the development of particular social skills. Emotional development. The child depends on other people in his environment to provide stimulation. This can affect emotional development, as it may be difficult for the child to make his or her own way in the world and achieve autonomy. How does physical development affect other areas of development? As babies grasp toys with their fingers and hands, they are building small muscle, fine motor skills, which will help them hold crayons and pencils as they get older. Communication. Toddlers begin scribbling, which leads to writing their names and other words. As they get older, communication. As mobile babies roll a ball back and forth with their caregiver, they learn how to take turns and play with others. Social development. As toddlers push and pull a friend in a wagon while outdoors, they learn about relationships with others and waiting for a turn. Social development. What can you do to help newborns and toddlers develop physically? Support their bodies and heads when you hold them. Help them see your face when you talk and play with them. Hold onto their feet and rotate them gently as you sing songs like The Wheels on the Bus. Provide many opportunities to practice and use new skills, such as sitting up on your lap as you support their neck and back, between 4 and 6 months. Spend time together on the floor and provide tummy time. Place things nearby and offer opportunities and chances for babies to reach for things. Create safe areas for babies to crawl around and explore. Offer teething rings, sucking toys, rattles, and other things to reach and grab. Share toys with knobs and buttons. Introduce toddlers to stacking and connecting toys. Spend time with toddlers using 4-wheeled riding toys. Physical developmental milestones. Birth 6 months gross motor skills. Lifts head and chest when on the stomach. Rolls from back to side or side to back. Rolls completely over from back or stomach. Sits with support. Can raise themselves up on forearms, while on tummy, and hold head up. Rolls from back to tummy. 4 to 6 months. Fine motor skills, reaches for objects. Holds objects for short periods of time before dropping them. Touches and pats bottle. Usually responds to objects or faces as they move. Plays with fingers, hands, and toes. Holds and manipulates objects. Sucks at everything. 6 to 12 months. Gross motor skills. Progresses from sitting steady when supported to sitting without support. Crawls on hands and knees. Pulls to standing position. Walks with help. Stands alone. Learns to crawl, stand up and walk. Sits without support. 8 months. Begins to cruise and eventually walk. Develops eye-hand coordination. Fine motor skills. Reaches for small objects. Places objects in a container. Picks up medium and large objects. Changes objects from one hand to another. Plays with two toys, one in each hand. Points with fingers. Transfers toys from hand to hand. Sees almost everything with good vision. 12 to 18 months. Gross motor skills. Stands alone. Walks without support. Starting and stopping with control. Walks backward with a pull toy. Runs stiffly. Squats down to pick up an object and stands up. Climbs upstairs. Creeps down backward one at a time. Climbs out of the crib and playpen. Can throw a ball. Walks well. Can walk while holding an object. Fine motor skills. Turns several pages of a book at one time. Scribbles on paper with crayon. Releases ball with slight thrust. Picks up small objects between thumb and forefinger. Can open a small box. Holds a spoon with a fist. Feeds self with fingers. Holds and drinks from a cup. Picks up small objects with pointer finger and thumb. Can build a tower of cubes. Turns pages in a book. 18 to 24 month. Gross motor skills. Runs stiffly. Jumps off the ground with both feet. Bends at the waist to pick up an object. Walks up and down steps, one step at a time. Throws objects overhead. Kicks a large ball. Climbs onto low objects. Kicks backward and forward. Fine motor skills. Manages spoon. Makes vertical marks and circles with crayon, pencil. Turns doorknobs. Pulls down zippers. Shows hand preference, but switches hands often. Assists in dressing and undressing self. Can draw scribbles. Drinks from a straw. 2 to 3 years. Gross motor skills. Is constantly in motion. Jumps off low objects. Pushes self on wheeled toys. Runs but has difficulty stopping. Seats self in small chairs. Alternates feet going upstairs, but not downstairs. Kicks ball. Throws ball overhand. Catches objects with arms extended and elbows stiff. Fine motor skills. Turns individual pages of a book. Screws lids on and off. Builds crude towers of 6 or more blocks. Scribbles circles and horizontal and vertical lines. Takes simple objects apart and puts back together. Uses spoon. Spills a lot. Strings large beads. Holds scissors correctly. 3 to 4 years. Gross motor skills. Hops, skips, jumps, and runs. Makes sudden stops and starts. Walks on tiptoes. Hops on one foot. Marches to a rhythm. Alternates steps when climbing stairs. Comes down one step at a time. Throws ball by thrusting arm and shoulder. Catches with arms held out straight. Walks a low balance beam. Fine motor skills. Builds block towers of about 9 or 10 blocks. Holds pencils and crayons with control. Draws straight lines and copies circles. Draws 3-part person. Cuts with scissors. Unbuttons clothes. Pulls up large zippers. Uses spoon and fork. 4 to 5 years. Gross motor skills. Whirls around and hangs on bars. Hops several times in a row. Climbs large play equipment. Jumps forward using a forward arm action and up and down. Throws ball overhead with less body movement. Bounces a ball and catches the ball with elbows in front of his body. Can hop on one foot, skip and jump. Can catch a ball with both hands. Can catch a beanbag. Fine motor skills. Builds straight block towers. Draws a house and person. Prints name. Forms crude shapes with clay. Cuts on lines with scissors. Brush teeth, comb hair and wash hands. Dresses self except for tying shoes. Dresses and undresses themselves. 5 to 6 years. Gross motor skills. Whirls around, turns, somersaults and hangs on bars. Hops several times in a row. Climbs large play equipment. Jumps forward using a forward arm action and up and down. Throws ball overhead with less body movement. Bounces a ball and catches the ball with elbows in front of their body. Fine motor skills. Builds straight block towers. Draws a house and person. Prince name. Forms crude shapes with clay. Cuts on lines with scissors. Brush teeth, comb hair and wash hands. Dresses self except for tying shoes. Develops hand preference. The conclusion. This video has looked at physical development as an important part of a child's life. The aim of the video was to show that a child needs the proper environment and guidance to enhance this development, as it has various benefits to the individual. It's crucial for everyone to have some sort of background on this information and to understand that it takes time for each type of development to develop correctly. The growth from newborn to adulthood is amazingly and extremely interesting. When it comes to physical development, we see how it provides children with the abilities to explore and interact within the world they live in. Thank you very much for watching.